So far, so good for Jamaica, as it relates to impact from any of the hurricanes formed to date. However, we're not out of the woods just yet, because there are still a few more days in the 2019 Atlantic hurricane season. Whatever happens, government is taking steps to strengthen our fiscal capacity to respond to and safeguard against losses during natural disasters. Hello, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for making it Jamaica Magazine. We have so much in store for you today, so stay tuned.
If you no want pop down and fenke, you fi burn mosquito and run with dengue. So no make water circle in open container. For them we read up under the danger. Usher them out, run them away. Zap them with the zapper and down them with spray. Use mosquito net and mosquito screen. Protect your household, now make them come in. If you no want pop down and fenke, if you burn mosquito and run with dengue. If pain lick your head and your joints and your eye, and you want fever vomit and your temperature high, it could be dengue, don't hesitate. See a doctor, don't self-medicate. For some painkiller can make you bleed and you will try to recover and no succeed. We no want pop down and fenke. With a burn mosquito and run with dengue.
A message from the Ministry of Health.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, November 7. The House of Representatives has approved legislation to strengthen the integrity of Jamaica's financial system. The Proceeds of Crime Money Laundering Prevention Amendment Regulations 2019 was passed on Tuesday. The amendments will make the law fully compliant with the Financial Action Task Force and bolster the efforts of law enforcement and other stakeholders to stem money laundering.
The evaluation report indicated that of the 40 recommendations, Jamaica is partially compliant with 21 and non-compliant with 2. As a country, we must address these technical compliance deficiencies with urgency or risk Financial Action Task Force making a public statement regarding the jurisdiction's anti-money laundering deficiencies.
The amendments increase the fines for breaching the regulations. A new regulation has also been inserted to protect the integrity of the country's financial system by instituting measures that impose limits on business transactions and provide for frequent reports and audits of business activities. In other news, a $29 million contract was signed Wednesday for the construction of the Ken Bar Health Center at Point Hill, St. Catherine. Ground was also broken for the Type 3 Health Center, which is now temporarily housed at the Point Hill Community Center. The new facility should be opened in 6 months' time. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the new purpose-built health center will expand the services offered. These will include more frequent doctor's visits, mental health services, and a wellness program.
It's not just about the preventative services, giving advice about lifestyle and so on. It's adding some curative services through the doctors who will do their diagnosis and nurses. It also will involve access to prescription drugs. The other thing that is going to be added to this facility periodically is an oral care service.
The new health center will be named in honor of the late former Deputy Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for the area, Dr. Ken Bar.
Setting this clinic in his memory will provide a permanent, not only a permanent memory, but I expect the clinic will provide a kind of service that will provide a permanent, will allow a permanent part of his character to remain with the people of West Central St. Catherine.
Cabinet has approved contracts totaling $1.7 billion for the provision of security and related services at health facilities across the Southeast Regional Health Authority, SERA. During Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House, Minister with Oversight for Information, Carl Samuda, announced that the contracts would cover a 3-year period. $436.6 million will be used to secure the Bustamante Hospital for Children, National Chest Hospital, Hope Institute, and the Sir John Golding Rehabilitation Center. $348 million will provide security services for the Kingston and St. Andrew Health Department, along with all health centers across the corporate area. Meanwhile, $355 million has been set aside to provide security for the Kingston Public and Victoria Jubilee hospitals.
Marksman Limited has been issued a contract valuing $383 million for security and related services at the Spanish Town Hospital, St. Catherine Health Centre offices, Linstead Hospital, and selected health centres. And we also gave approval for a contract to Atlas Protection Limited in the amount of $194 million for security and other related services at the Princess Margaret Hospital in St. Thomas, Health Department offices, and selected health centres.
Also coming out of Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing is the award of a 10-year contract to City and Guilds International Limited. The contract, which is valued at £12.2 million, is for the provision of examinations and certification of students.
Under the contract, City and Guilds will provide testing and certification for selected students in grade 11, 12, and 13 in the areas of mathematics, English, engineering, and 16 occupational areas for TVET-oriented students.
Mr. Samuda says the arrangement offers a gateway for persons to engage in the kinds of study that will enable them to move into fields of engineering and other related areas. Jamaicans will soon have access to a mobile app which gives greater access to government and its services. The e-participation and e-engagement app will allow persons to interface with government, give ideas, and submit issues and concerns. It will be rolled out shortly by eGov Jamaica Limited. The agency's CEO, Maurice Barnes, made the disclosure Monday during an OPM Connect session at Jamaica House.
If you have potholes on your roads, if you have missing street lights, garbage collection, etc. This is something which we want to bring in all the stakeholders across GOJ to be a part of that platform, and that's something that we're coming out with very soon.
Mr. Barnes says the agency is also working on creating more people-centered mobile apps so that government entities may increase their services to the people.
There is the Tax Administration of Jamaica. We're also working with them on a mobile app as well, which will allow, like you said, paying taxes much easier. Within a couple of weeks, you should be able to go on and do your property taxes, and then we'll roll that out to traffic tickets. We're also working with the Minister of National Security, with the JCF as well, on other mobile capabilities for the police force.
These mobile app platforms are part of a suite of initiatives being carried out by eGov Jamaica Limited to transform the country into a digital society. And finally, municipal corporations across the country are to embark on a tree planting exercise in line with the 3 Million Trees initiative. 1,500 trees will be planted in each parish by the island's mayors and councillors. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie says the 3 Million Trees project, which was recently launched by the Prime Minister, will help to strengthen the country's capacity to withstand disasters such as flooding and landslides.
We're a coastal country. All our important organizations sit next to the ocean. Our parliament, our bank, our courts, our 2 major international airports, our oil refinery, you name it. Only the parishes of Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine, the parishes are a distance away from the coast. We therefore have to take disaster seriously.
Minister McKenzie was speaking on Sunday during the National Church Service in observance of Local Government and Community Month. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Protect yourself from the flu virus. Visit your nearest health center or doctor to get the flu vaccine. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water or by using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid the spread of germs by not touching your eyes, mouth, or nose. And be sure to regularly disinfect surfaces and objects that are used often. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
The Voice of Jamaica, the Jamaica Information Service, toured the island in October, sharing information on our heritage with students. Here's a look at what took place at some of the schools.
It's another year of our annual JIS Heritage School Tour, and the theme for this year's celebration is Our Heritage, a Great Legacy.
And this is Jamaica's legacy.
So the JIS team once again packed our bags, loaded our bus, and journeyed further into the country to spread cultural awareness with some budding minds. Our first stop, the county of Middlesex, into the island's third largest parish.
Tell us one thing you learned from the feature a while ago.
Jamaica gained independence on August the 6th, 1962.
The Rio Minna is the longest river in Clarendon.
Kingston Harbor is the 7th largest in the world.
Now that's how some of the students' memory and knowledge of our local culture was tested after the JIS team engaged them with a short video on our heritage. And the reward? A significant piece of our culture, their very own Jamaican flag. The talents of some of the students at Hazard Primary were then unveiled with an achieved aim of evoking our patriotism.
Brought them 2 by 2. Let's get together and feel alright.
Me no drink coffee, tea, mango time. Mango time, here on nice it maybe mango time.
We left them with some significant research material on our history.
On behalf of the Culture Club and Hazard Primary School, I'd like to thank the JIS for coming here and sharing with us today about culture around Jamaica, sharing important facts, interesting facts with you.
After saying our goodbyes at Hazard Primary, we journeyed further into the parish, stopping at the Very Technical High School. And the festivities continued with soothing entertainment from the Vertech Choir.
Everybody wanna feel like forget your troubles and rock with me.
Clarendon had more to offer from the little ones at the Rosewell Primary School.
I am very well, thank you. Good morning, teachers.
Help me big up Jamaica, the land of food and water. The system might not proper, but the battle of the food and the culture.
But just before our visit ended, the students were encouraged to participate in the annual JIS Heritage Competition.
Imagine that you are one of the 7 national heroes, right? It says that you are to make your case for Jamaica to be compensated for slavery.
Sidebar, applications are now closed, and the team back in office are busy judging the many submissions from bright primary, secondary, and tertiary students. Back to the Rosewell crew. St. Anne also had more than enough excitement and cultural offerings for us. First up, Prairie Primary and Infant School. And it was obvious that our presence and gift were much appreciated.
I learned a lot from this day, and I would like to thank you very much.
Wait, we're not quite finished with St. Anne yet. And as customary, we gave them a piece of our heritage, right from the JIS Publications Department. Our Heritage School tour then took us to the Breadbasket Parish. Here's what Aberdeen High School had planned for us.
Please give it up for the conscience. Go, look here. Are really conscience enough? You know, sister, too much in public in me and then away your conscience. My youth has to make up your heart. You are kill with me at the end. You are kill them after that.
Our taste buds were also satisfied with some traditional Jamaican foods, and we traveled back in time to experience some old but efficient practices. Time flies when you're having fun, but we couldn't let it fly away without experiencing more of what this parish has to offer. The tour was winding down, but not without a bang. Portland was next, and the students of Windsor Castle Primary and Infant School served up an enticing treat, and of course, we followed suit.
Welcome to Windsor Castle Primary and Infant School. You're watching Jamaica Magazine. Woo! Lion Gateway! Lion Gateway the circus Saturday night. And you don't have nobody. And nobody know they with fright. What a magic! What a mystery! Circus lion busting bones. And the crowd don't get excited. Nancy went to town to buy a pack of healing. Then she saw a ugly girl, a ugly girl, a ugly girl. Then she saw a ugly girl, she cut her eye and passed her. Who said I couldn't be free? They said I couldn't be free. And to this you all agree. But look at me. I'm free. My spirit is free.
And after that rich display of culture,
Mrs. Drumlane and all the students and staff of Windsor Castle Primary, we want to hand over this package to you of some of our posters and books, information that we have on the Jamaican history and Jamaican culture.
and that's all we have for you from this year's GIS Heritage School Tour. Watch out for us again next year when we do this all again. Who knows, your school might just be on our list.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Original.
Jamaica and China have partnered in the area of sports to provide training for athletes and coaches in various disciplines. Our team was in China recently to see what's been unfolding.
The Jamaica-China Technical Cooperation Program is the largest bilateral sports agreement between the two countries. For each year of the 3-year China-funded program, 138 Jamaican athletes, managers, and coaches from 7 sporting disciplines traveled to China for 2 months of intensive training.
So we have 3 teams in the Yunnan province, that's in Kunming. Those are swimming, female basketball and female volleyball. in Yunnan province, we have synchronized swimming, gymnastics, badminton, and female football.
One of the first stops that we made in China was to the Kunming Physical Training School, where we observed the volleyball, basketball, and swimming teams in training.
They train twice per day, starting at, the day actually starts at 6 when they have breakfast. We arrive at the center by 8:30, where we do a 30-minute warm-up. They hit the pool by 9 o'clock. Training is normally completed by 11 once the sets are completed, and then we return to the hotel. They have lunch. There's a 1.5-hour nap time, and then we come back in the afternoon at 2:30, another half-an-hour session of warm-up, and then we go again at 3 until 5.
They take the training very serious, and we also see they have many improvements during all the training. But for one thing, that's the coach very appreciates that they follow coach instruction, and they try their best to get more improvement.
As you may know, China is ranked amongst the top 5. They have one of the top 5 best volleyball teams in the world. So coming here to train, we're training amongst the greats.
While here, we do a lot of repetition, and it really helps us getting better performance-wise. Where we're weak in terms of our strength, the gym work really helps, and when we go on court, it shows. So we're able to hit the bar harder, able to jump higher, just perform better.
They're really positive and they are serious with this training, and they like to learn.
The coach, he uses gestures while he speaks to us. So as volleyballers, we understand those gestures, and those who came last year will understand a little of the Chinese, like counting from 1 to 4, we understand that, and other little things.
Shababa means it's a very delicious food from where he comes from, Yunnan province. And he said that after people eat it, they get very energized. And so we say it because we want to get energized on court so that we can perform our best. We usually say it before, like when we're cheering before our match or when we win a point.
The basketball team was only a few meters away from the volleyball players. The team's training site, Kunming Physical Training School, is a high-altitude training base that pushes the cardiovascular and circulatory systems of athletes to optimal levels.
Breathing, it's really hard here because of the altitude difference. So, the higher we go, less oxygen there is or air. So when we go on track or even in here, indoors, when we're running, it's really hard to catch our breath or to even breathe normally. Some people, we have, I think, 4 athletes that have asthma, so it's extra hard for them, but they manage. In 2 weeks or 3 weeks, everyone adjusts and we're okay.
And on Monday, we do a little bit of skill training and core exercise after the skill training. The core exercise is abs basically to improve your strength, jumping, running, all of those assets. The biggest improvement is the fitness level and the skills. Dribbling the ball, floor spacing, setting pick, setting off the ball screen, and just learning to play as a team.
And there are even more benefits to be derived from the athletes' daily encounter with their Chinese coaches.
They're very disciplined. They teach us life skills about respecting time, all of those things. They're very disciplined, and it's good training, life skills for us.
Wait until you hear about the other athletes we're visiting in the city of Changsha.
Being here has really been an amazing opportunity. Working with the Chinese coaches, they've really been helping us learn new techniques, and it's been really new. Some of their techniques are different, but I realized that they really do help the girls improve.
The girls that I have here is from age 6 to 13. Elisa is my youngest. Her name is Elisa Alexander Black. She came up here, she's very strong, but she gets stronger. So if you put her into a press and stand, she can stay up into a press and stand as long as for 1 minute and go back down, but she's very strong for her age.
Like Elisa, another gymnast that has grown in strength and performance is young Shakoy Bennett, the only male gymnast on the team this year.
I've gotten some skills, some high-level skills that I would need to be able to put in a routine to be able to compete. So yeah, that's, I would say, is one of the biggest achievements I have so far. My objective is to go to the Olympics, possibly the Olympics and the World Champs, possibly medaling.
But training wasn't the only activity on the gymnasts' daily agenda. The team also showcased the dynamic dance routines they have been learning. Their performance was well received.
Hi, I'm Kayla, the captain of the female football team here in China. Ni hao. In terms of the training, some of the things that we do here you don't really see in Jamaica, so you pick up a lot of new things that you can bring back home and teach your teammates, your coaches, your friends. Every drill that they do right here, they focus on defending. They put in both attacking and defending. So if you look at them playing right now, how they set out, the coach incorporate all of those stuff in it. In Jamaica we do drills like this, but you don't really think there are so many drills, but like this one thing until you come here.
This is an awesome initiative, and I think that it can only be better for the nation, for the girls to come to a place like China to enhance their talents. I believe that the girls want to be that next reggae international girl, and so this year it has really pushed the girls to work even harder, and you can see in training where they are constantly reminding each other to stay focused.
So there's only one more team to visit, and this team happens to be the largest group in the delegation. Can you guess what that is? Badminton.
Our delegation consisted of 28 persons, of which 23 junior players, 1 player coach, a liaison officer, and myself, the team manager.
Well, last year we mainly focused on the physical aspect on our body, and this year we mainly focused on the technical aspect and the tactical, which meaning that we focus mostly on the fingers, the arm actions. And in Jamaica we play European style of badminton, while here we play Asian style of badminton.
Biggest thing that surprised me was probably their playing style. When I was in Jamaica, we're taught to use the wrist more, and then now we're taught to use the fingers to play. And it has really helped in my game, play much easier and more comfortable now.
It would be remiss of me not to extend on behalf of the government and people of Jamaica, and especially on behalf of my minister, the Honorable Olivia Grange, the appreciation or gratitude to the government and people of the People's Republic of China for this wonderful program.
As we close today's show, we ask that you stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.